Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Mindy if you're new here, and I'm so glad to have you with me today. We are in the kitchen and we are going to be making a very delicious and easy weeknight meal. We are making amazing French onion Salisbury steak. So, if you need something that's easy to do and taste wonderful that the whole family will love, please keep watching. Right now I've just been getting our potatoes peeled and cut. I'm going to make some homemade mashed potatoes as a side for this dish, and they are just your basic home style. Now you could leave the skins on, but I like to peel mine. But here we are going to start slicing our onions, and I show you right here the size. You want them to be thinly sliced, and I did a couple of small onions and then another medium size or a larger onion. The recipe actually calls for 2 medium-sized onions. Okay, we're going to add in our onions. We got our butter melted, and we're going to do just a little bit of Worcestershire, a couple of tablespoons maybe. Then I'm also going to pour in a little bit of the beef broth, probably about maybe just a 1/4 cup. You want to cook your onions about 6 to 7 minutes just on a low temperature. Let them get cooked to where they're soft. And while they're doing that, I like to go ahead and do my meat mixture. And I like to break my meat up really small before I add in my ingredients. First thing we're going to add is 1 egg, and I've got one of my farm fresh eggs here from our Eggers chicken. We're going to add in a 1/3 cup of Panko breadcrumbs and a couple teaspoons of Italian seasoning and a couple teaspoons of garlic powder. About a teaspoon of some salt and about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then we're just going to go in with our hands, mash it all up, and start making our patties. You should be able to get at least 5 to 6 nice sized patties out of this mixture. We're going to take our onions out of the pan and set them aside in a bowl, and then start getting our patties in here to cook. And you want to cook them about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and that way they'll get nice and brown. You don't want them to be completely done at this point because you're going to be putting them back in the pan to finish cooking toward the end. While those are cooking, I like to go ahead and keep working on something else. So we're going to work on our roasted garlic asparagus. And you can do a lot of different sides with this dish, but this one is just one that I love with it. Right here, I'm showing you a garlic chopper that I have, and I really like it. It makes chopping garlic a lot easier. It's not necessarily a press, but more of a chopper, and I can link one of those down below. I've also added some bacon grease to this along with some salt and pepper. You can use any kind of oil that you like, but I do like to reserve bacon grease when I cook with it and use it for flavoring on other dishes. Now that our potatoes are done, we're going to start also getting our mashed potatoes ready, and we just add some butter to this along with a little bit of milk and then salt and pepper, and I do a little bit of garlic powder, not a whole lot, and we're going to mash till we get them nice and creamy but still thick with little chunks of potatoes in it. Now we're going to flip our hamburger patties over, and they are cooking up very nicely. And you'll see I have a bowl of grease here. I do pour off the grease. If you're using a fattier hamburger meat, you will have to pour off more grease. If you're not, you may just be able to keep the grease that has cooked, because you see here we're going to leave some of that grease in there, put our onions back in, add our flour, and we're going to start our roux for the gravy. And you want to let the flour and onions cook for about a minute or two before you add the rest of your beef broth and a little bit more Worcestershire. But we're going to add that in there and just keep stirring, 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 and you will see how nicely it thickens up here. So it don't take very long. You don't want to leave it because it will burn. Once it has thickened up, you want to add your patties back into the pan, and then we're going to top them with the provolone cheese. And I just like to be sure that I have covered each patty with cheese, and then I put a lid on it, and you're going to let it cook anywhere from about 8 to 10 minutes until the cheese is really good and melty. And you're going to cover it and just keep it on low so it don't burn. But this will also help your hamburger patties to finish cooking all the way through. And here is how everything looks at the end. As you see, this plates up very nicely. We have our mashed potatoes with our Salisbury steak on top and our French onion gravy, along with our roasted garlic asparagus on the side. And this makes such a delicious meal that I am sure your whole family is going to love. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and consider subscribing to my channel. That really does help my channel to grow. And I hope that you try this sometime. If you do, drop me a comment. Let me know how it turns out for you. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye y'all.